I guess it's Accordion Cool again, and I guess I'm here again. So, Coach Dave here, Accordion Cool. Well, we do have a little bit of a theme today. Let's see if we can figure it out. The first song was Blue Skies from 1926, written by great songwriter Irving Berlin. And it was for a show. I think the show lasted something like 35 performances down the tubes, but fortunately we still have that great song from it. And I'm wearing a blue shirt. Now, would that give you a little indication? Yes, all our songs today have something to do with blue, or have blue in the titles. So, Blue Skies. The next one, I believe it was 60 something, I'm not sure. It's called Blue Spanish Eyes. And the song is came from well, it's like an Italian song called "The Moon Over Naples," but somebody took that melody, put words to it, called "The Blue Spanish Eyes," and of course, 1965, 66, right around there, a fellow named Al Martino. Remember Al Martino? Wow, had a huge hit on Blue Spanish Eyes, and it might sound a little bit like this. Spanish Eyes. Now that was a little Latin beat, and actually there's three of the songs today actually did have a Latin beat, so I guess it's blue with the Latin, but whatever. But this next tune, 1934, Rodgers and Hart, one of the greatest songwriting teams of all time. Now, I've told this story 100 times, so I'm not going to go through the whole story, but it seems that this song had 4 different people that decided that was going to be the song for their big project. And 3 of the 4 times it fell through, and they had to change the lyrics and words and everything else, till finally, some fellow came through and he took the song and made a big hit out of it. Now, everybody who's anybody has recorded this song. Even Elvis recorded it. It was also recorded by a rock group. That shall remain nameless. That did not quite make it with a song. A little tune called, you all heard it, Blue Moon. So here we go. Blue Moon, one of the all-time great standards, as we call them. Well, this next song was written in 1961 by a fellow named Kenny Dorham. Who? I don't know. I had never heard of him. I think he was a saxophone player, and the word on the street is this 61 was just about the beginning or middle of that great Brazilian bossa nova invasion. And the word on the street that I heard, could be wrong, but Kenny Dorham went down to Brazil and listened to this music, and he ended up writing a song called Blue Bossa, or Blue Bossa Nova. I think he left the Nova out. Probably too many words, but whatever. Blue Bossa. Now, it's a tune that a lot of piano players get excited about to play this song, and I mean, it's a nice little tune, but it's not, it's not Over the Rainbow or something like that, But a nice little tune called Blue Bossa, back to our Latin beat. So here we go. Let me just get that there. bossa or blue bossa nova. Well, our next song is going to get me completely out of my comfort zone. It's not a Latin. It's an old-time Elvis Presley rock and roll song, which was originally recorded by Carl Perkins, who was, a big rock and roll star himself back in the 50s. In 1965. Now, as I've mentioned many times, old Elvis, if he heard a song that was a hit, he was not against recording it himself, and of course, obviously, make it a bigger hit, and he did. 1966, Elvis recorded this one. And what he was telling everybody was, "Don't you step on my blue suede shoes." So here we go. Don't you step on my blue suede shoes. I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, but if you ever get a chance to go to Graceland, certainly you want to go there. That was Elvis's home in South Memphis. Now, South Memphis isn't the nicest place in Memphis, shall we say. And the last time we were there was several years ago, and they were going to be going through a whole rehabilitation process. Now, Graceland, the mansion, there's right down the street from where most everybody watching this program lives, there's probably bigger houses, but at the time, that was the place, the house. And so you can, if you can get through the gift shops on one side of the street, then you can buy a tour, and the tours go across the street to the mansion. Also, there's a building on the mansion, on the set, on the lot, and it houses Elvis's gold records, just his gold records, not his platinum and all that, just every record he sold that hit 1 million. Last count, I believe it was 171 gold records in this little building. And then, of course, you go out and they take you by the graves and everything, kind of shake you up. But it's quite a place, quite a place. And I certainly recommend it if you ever get to Memphis. Go see Graceland. All right, back to our Latins. Song written in 1963, a fellow named Roy Orbison. Remember Roy Orbison? Great songwriter and singer. 1963, and he had a hit of this song, but the big hit was by a young lady named Linda Ronstadt, and this became her signature song. Little tune called Blue Bayou. Let's see what happens. Bayou, Roy Orbison, and of course Linda Ronstadt. Now, as you may have noticed, and I'm not criticizing anything, but some of these tunes out of the 50s, they are just very, very, very simple tunes. I mean, there's not a lot to them, and yet people like Elvis, and they had all these huge hits on these songs. So I don't know. I guess maybe people weren't that versed in what the music was at that time. It just had a little beat to it or something, and they liked it, and bingo, Elvis is a millionaire, and so are all these other folks. So, well, we're getting down towards the end of our time in our last blue tune. However, this is, which is appropriate, Bye Bye Blues, Bye Bye Blues, written in 1923. Now, you've probably heard me mention before Les Paul and Mary Ford. Les Paul, great guitar player. Mary Ford, his, well, should we say ex-wife, but not at the time, was a vocalist. Now, Les Paul was way ahead of his time as far as electronics and overdubbing and, you know, track upon track upon track. And what he would do is he would lay down what we call the melody or the background, the instrumental part on the guitar, and then Mary Ford would sing to that instrumental part. That's on track 2. And then on track 3, Mary Ford would sing a harmony to what she sang. And on track 4, Mary Ford would sing a harmony to her harmony. So by the time they got through, they had Les Paul on guitar, and it sounded like Mary Ford, like 3 or 4 other people. And they did this with several tunes. And Bye Bye Blues is one that was their big hit, and one of their big hits in 1952 with this technique. So let's say bye bye to the blues. Here we go. Bye-Bye Blues, Les Paul, Mary Ford. Now, obviously, something like the way they recorded, you couldn't do that in jazz, because if you hear me play that song 100 times, and you probably won't want to, it's never going to be the same, exactly the same. Something somewhere will be different, and it's just whatever hits my brain and my fingers, or somewhere in between. So we want to thank you all for watching and listening today, however it is you get this show. And as usual, the big guy behind the glass, put him through his paces today, because I don't know if you've noticed beside me, but I have a new mixer. And, oh, didn't we have fun trying to figure that thing out. But, and of course, I am technologically challenged, so it was all on Austin, and I think he got it right, because it sounded okay to me, and I certainly hope it sounds okay to you. And as you know what else I'm going to say about those young'uns, bring them in, hear these blue tunes, because they don't get a chance to hear this type of music today. So, Coach Dave saying thanks again. Go ahead, take it home. Oh, I don't know. How about Bye-Bye Blues?